That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For
That's
so
what
many
I felt.
reasons.
I was super ecstatic to win one for Cleveland because of the 52-year drought. Like, I was ecstatic. Like, obviously, I showed that the first wave of emotion was when y'all everyone saw me crying. Like, that was all for 52 years of everything in sports going on in Cleveland. And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, you know, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special.
So now, let's break down LeBron's statement. He said, that right there made him the GOAT, beating the Golden State Warriors in a comeback. We finna first break down his comeback and show the world how it was rigged. Then the next thing he said was, that was the greatest team ever assembled. Now think about it. That was the team before Kevin Durant got there. Remember, Kevin Durant wasn't on that 3-1 team. But then they turn around and say that he lost to the greatest team ever assembled, which had Kevin Durant. You see how they lie and brainwash people? Which team was the greatest team ever assembled? Was it the 73-9 team that he came back on? Or was it the team with Kevin Durant that swept him? They both can't be the greatest team assembled. You LeBron fans are weak-minded, and fall for the banana in the tailpipe every time.
Do you think a one-game suspension is granted for something like that for Draymond? The Golden State Warriors, they're facing Cavs, okay? And it's the season where they went 73-9, and the whole Draymond Green situation that took place. When you watch that, okay, they call the foul. I get it. Let's say foul's there. Technical foul, fine. Do you think a one-game suspension is granted for something like that for Draymond? Like, why did they suspend him for a game in the finals?
I think it depends on who was up and down in the series. I think if Golden State would have been down in the series, there would have been no suspension. But, if they're up in the series, there's a suspension. Why? Because it takes a good player away off the floor and then allows for the series to go on a little bit further. It allows for Cleveland to win a game.
A finals record now for most threes by a team. Curry had a notion there to Barnes. Green and James jawing at each other while play continues. Iguodala the pull-up. That won't go. And a double foul is going to be called. Channing Frye getting in between LeBron James. Green starting to walk away. James has more words. Remember, Draymond Green is one flagrant foul and 2 technicals away from being suspended.
Lowell, first question here in the front row.
Lowell Cohn, Santa Rosa Press Democrat. LeBron, in reference to this whole thing with Draymond Green, the Warriors players seem concerned or upset about the fact that they said, stepped over him, or the other word was straddled him. Why did you do that?
Well, first of all, before we get started, I want to my condolences goes out to all the lost ones and families in a tragic shooting in Orlando. I think it's another hit for us as Americans and what we have to deal with in our world today, and it definitely puts things in perspective on basketball. For myself, it's just a small matter of what reality really is. So my prayers to all the lost ones and all the ones that's recovering from this morning's tragedy in Orlando. To get to your question, I don't really have an answer to it. I I'm not quite sure what any of the Warriors guys said. I'm not a disrespectful guy. I don't disrespect anybody. It's all in competition. So I don't really have an answer to your question.
Were you aware at the time that you stepped over him? Was it something you didn't know that you did, or did you do it intentionally?
Well, I was just trying to get back into the play. I think what had happened was intentional. I know we got into a grapple, at the top of the key, but me just trying to get back into the play. That's all. That was my whole mindset.
Next question, second row.
Steph over here, Tariq Majedi, Afghanistan basketball. Can you talk about, in the context of basketball, what message a player is trying to send to someone when they step over them? Like the AI on Ty Lue, Pippen on Ewing, and we saw that LeBron kind of did that on Draymond. Can you talk about what that step over kind of means on the basketball court?
In that context, the one that happened last game was totally different. There was no play that happened. It was kind of with AI and Pippen, it's usually somebody getting dunked on or somebody crossing somebody over, and you see them. It's one of those situations where you just want to add insult to injury. I don't know what LeBron's intention was. Like I said, you have to ask him. Obviously, Draymond thought it was disrespectful and wanted to get up and say something. So that was his reaction to it. I would have probably done the same thing. But there have been some cool moments where AI's done it. And obviously, Ty Lue didn't like it at the time. Neither did any of the Laker team. But it was AI's cool moment, and everybody remembers it. But you could single out a lot of different plays in the history of the game where you add a little insult to injury, just enjoying the moment.
Because in that situation, to the fan, it seemed as if LeBron had shoved him down and then stepped over him. So giving him some sort of cause to react that way. Did you feel?
That's what I thought. Draymond was reacting to that situation. It wasn't so much getting thrown down as he's trying to get up and somebody, straddling him on top. So it's like a awkward situation to be in. So that was his reaction. That's why I'm still kind of surprised that was what the decision was.
Draymond just, he said something that I don't agree with. I'm all cool with the competition. I'm all fine with that, but some of the words that came out of his mouth was a little bit overboard. And being a guy with pride, a guy with 3 kids and a family and things of that nature, just some things that go overboard, and that's where he took it. So, and that was it.
Anything with Steph?
Nah, that was that conversation was competitive conversation. I'm okay with that.
I mean, guys talk trash in this league all the time. I'm just kind of shocked some guys take it so personal. It's like, it's a man's league, and I've heard a lot of bad things on that court, but at the end of the day, it stays on the court. We're all competitive people. Trash talk it's a part of the game in basketball. I feel like it's part of any sport, especially this competitive. I don't know how the man feels, but obviously people have feelings, and people's feelings get hurt, even if they're called a bad word. I guess his feelings just got hurt. We've all been called plenty of bad words on the basketball court before. Some guys just react to it differently. All I can say for myself individually, I just try to ignore it or just let it fuel the fire. But I don't carry it with me when the job is done.
I think it depends on who was up and down in the series. I think if Golden State would have been down in the series, there would have been no suspension. But, if they're up in the series, there's a suspension. Why? Because it takes a good player away off the floor, and then allows for the series to go on a little bit further. It allows for Cleveland to win a game.
And now, as we've all just heard, NBA referee Tim Donaghy said the reason they suspended Draymond Green in the finals was to help Cleveland win a game, in which that's what happened. Golden State was up 3-1, This was Game 5. They had to suspend Draymond to help Cleveland win a game. Think about this. There had never been a 3-1 comeback in the finals. Want to know why? Because any team that goes up 3-1 is a superior team. That's why they're down 3-1 in the first place, because they're not good enough to beat this team. But the NBA, as usual, had to rig the games to help LeBron James win him a championship. Yes, this is what happened. So now that we've broken down Game 5, let's go to the next game, Game 6, and see how the NBA rigged Game 6 to help LeBron win another game.
Because Golden State was the hardest. You guys were the hardest team for Vegas because with Steph and Clay, because they can come down and just chuck.
Yep.
There was no way of using a whistle against them.
Yeah.
So what you try to do is try to penalize them and get them in foul trouble. See, you can go to the rim and I just not call a foul.
Yeah.
I'm not blowing that whistle, right? But you take a three, like fuck, right? You hit them threes. Now I gotta try to when Steph do one of those foul. That's when them fucking mouthpieces be little shit like that. You be doing that. Get him out. Like you be doing that shit to hurry up and get him out. Like the refs tried to give Cleveland that game. You saw that?
Yes.
I watch everything.
Yes.
Fam. Oh yeah, we
They was trying to allegedly.
Hey, we had Klay Thompson foul trouble. Yeah, y'all got you too quick with. Get him out. Yeah.
They throw it inside to Thompson, and Curry picks up his first foul as they got caught on a mismatch.
Curry defending the bigger Tristan Thompson. A right play by LeBron James. Recognizes it, just tosses it up. Another foul on a key Warrior player to start this game.
Two fouls on Steph Curry. Steve Kerr obviously not pleased with the call.
Coach, it's no secret what they're trying to do. Get Steph Curry switched onto the initial ball handler.
Curry will sit down with the two fouls. Had a long talk with Kenny Mauer. Also, Festus Ezeli comes in for Harrison Barnes. Irving gets away, leans in, he's fouled. Nope, they're going to wave it off before the shot. It's Steph Curry's third foul.
Well, interesting to see that he put the basketball back down after the contact, puts it down once. He does not. But it's
two shot.
Yeah, it wasn't behind the arc,
anyway.
so it's two shots regardless.
That's a bad decision by Steph Curry.
Irving misses. Love on the follow, and he's fouled.
And that looks like a foul on Steph Curry also.
That would be number 4 on Curry, who hasn't had even five fouls in a game all season, let alone foul out. And that's 4 on Curry.
Foul trouble has mitigated your performance. But this is where you should be against these mismatches and small teams.
Kyrie Irving. Stolen by Curry, but a reach and foul. That's 5 on Curry. You like the aggressiveness defensively, but not to take a chance to pick up your 5th. And that's the first time this year he's had 5 fouls.
That's a close one. That looked like a good steal. Yep. That's a good strip.
Clearly got all basketball on the strip. The question is, was there contact prior to that?
As Tristan Thompson able to get that deflected rebound. And a foul on Curry, and Curry's going to get it with a technical. He throws his mouthpiece after fouling out of the game.
And it hit a fan, Mike.
Steph Curry apologizes to the fan, but lost his temper. First time he's fouled out since December 2013. And then gets hit with a technical foul with 4:22 remaining. The frustration setting in. He thought he got all ball. And then got in front of James. And it was that second contact that they called. And you rarely see Curry lose it like that.
Steve, do you think your team lost its composure, specifically Steph, with throwing the mouthpiece and getting ejected?
Well, that had nothing to do with the outcome. The outcome was decided. But he had every right to be upset. You know, he's the MVP of the league. He gets 6 fouls called on him. 3 of them were absolutely ridiculous. You know, he steals the ball from Kyrie clean at one point. LeBron flops on the last one. Jason Phillips falls for that, for a flop. This is the MVP of the league. We're talking about these touch fouls in the NBA Finals. But those three of the 6 fouls were incredibly inappropriate calls for anybody, much less the MVP of the league.
So are you okay with him throwing his mouthpiece?
Yeah, I'm happy he threw his mouthpiece. He should be upset.
After the Warriors Game 6 loss, Ayesha did not hold back. She tweeted this: "I've lost all respect. Sorry, this is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be silent. Just saw it live. Sorry." As one can guess, that tweet was very quickly deleted. She then sent out a stream of tweets to explain that one, saying, "Tweeted in the heat of the moment because the call was uncalled for."
And so now, since we have broken down Game 5 and Game 6, and how the NBA rigged both of those games to help Cleveland win 2 in a row, let's not forget they suspended Draymond Green Game 5, and right after that, Game 6, they made sure to put Steph Curry, the MVP of the league, the best player on the team, in foul trouble throughout the entire game so that he could not be effective. And with 4.5 minutes left to go in the game, they fouled him out and ejected him. We've never seen anything like that with a star player in the finals. So now, let's move on into other ways how the NBA cheated Golden State by allowing the Cleveland Cavaliers to play dirty, allowing them to foul and not call foul on them to help Golden State miss their shots, and then call ticky-tack fouls on Golden State. Watch this, and let's see if any of this refresh your memory.
He did look directly at you when he stated that. And a loose ball foul. And Klay Thompson is really in some pain right now, grabbing his left leg, being helped up by Jordan Bell, who just checked in.
J.R. Smith slipped into Klay Thompson.
And not a dirty play, he just slipped into him, unfortunately.
So Thompson trying to walk it off, and it's going to go to the bench. Obviously an awkward position for that left leg.
Go a quick 2-for-1. They want to get a quick shot up on this possession. And a foul called, I believe, against Mozgov as Klay Thompson went down hard. So first foul on Mozgov on the trip. Klay Thompson shaken up. Not many times you see Klay Thompson shaken up. He's one of the most durable guys in all of basketball.
And he looked like he got a knee into the thigh. And a lot of players now wear those thigh pads, Mike. I don't know if Klay Thompson is one of them.
And he's really limping off, Jeff.
He just asked Steve Kerr to take him out. Looks like he's going straight to the back, too.
Front left, Monty.
Monty Poole, Comcast Sportsnet, Bay Area. Clay, on the play where you ran into Mozgov, or his knee got there, what was your interpretation of what actually happened there? Because it looked like a pretty good collision.
I didn't get it. I don't know. I'm guarding Kyrie. I'm running full speed downhill. I just don't know who's trying to set a pick on you in the middle of the key. I mean, if it's on the perimeter, I understand, but it didn't make sense to me. Obviously, it didn't feel good, but I'll be all right. Luckily for us, we got a day off. I'm going to take the day off tomorrow and get healthy, but it's the finals. Nothing's gonna, keep me out of it. But I rewatched it. I'm just confused why he's trying to set a screen in the middle of the key when we're both running full speed downhill. It seemed kind of dirty to me. I just stick his knee out too, but you know what? That's basketball.
By Curry. Curry falls down. Ball knocked loose last.
Head-to-head here in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. We just had a double foul call after Stephen Curry hits this. Watch Draymond Green and Matthew Dellavedova fighting for position. They go down. Monty McCutcheon called.
Hey guys, it's Ty. Thanks for watching The Fumble. If you're playing in the NBA Finals, you should probably be wearing a cup. Andre Iguodala got hit in the jewels again. Second time this week. First, it was by Dellavedova in Game 1, and this time, LeBron James. LeBron was going up for a shot, trying to make space, and ended up elbowing Iggy in his little Iggies. And we can't forget the 2 times Steven Adams was nailed in the groin by Draymond Green in the Western Finals. Alright, that wasn't the only elbow we saw from LeBron tonight. He was throwing bows on Steph, but Steph pushed back and drained a 3. Steph had 18 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists, but the MVP of this game was Draymond Green. After having 9 of the worst games in his career, tonight he scored 28 points, including 5 threes, had 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. For more sports news, visit us at obseb.com/thefumble and make sure to subscribe before you go.
Out and no shot blocking in the game. James in semi-transition gets into the gap, gets to a strong right hand. Barbosa misses the initial help, and McAdoo has his jersey. And I'm going to say this too, as McAdoo makes a beautiful play to Aziz.
Iguodala wide open. That 3 won't go. McAdoo knocks it away and called for a loose ball foul.
At some point, the way Tristan Thompson is shooting free throws, you're going to see a hack of Thompson if necessary.
This is, by the way, they're in the penalty, so LeBron James will shoot. McAdoo made a surprise appearance in Game 4. Young man hasn't played a lot in the playoffs, but he gave Steve Kerr some good minutes, and he really did. This is what I was talking about, where you really miss Draymond Green, because you got to go deep into your bench. We're not just asking for a couple of minutes, but they have to be sustained. He played at North Carolina 3 years with the Tar Heels, wasn't drafted in 2014. Both of his parents were players overseas. For them to have a chance to win it all, he's got to be better. And it starts with him. And the foul as Curry gets knocked down. James Jones picks up the first one. Not the penalty yet.
Surprised they're not looking at that.
Curry went down hard, but is okay. On the road in the postseason, Cavs are 5-4. As we have an offensive foul.
Smart play by Steph Curry, recognizing that J.R. Smith was running to set a screen, gets in the way. Clearly an offensive foul on J.R. Smith.
That's 3 turnovers. We're at the midway point of the third. Iguodala's got Kyrie Irving on. They get 3. Irving right on top of him. Curry the drive. Foul. And they'll head to the free throw line.
Mozgov. Cavs put him in a tough position. He's a tough shot maker, but he can't make every shot. As you see LeBron right there showing his frustration by making sure he says, wait a minute, you're not going to get off the block. I'm going to show you how frustrated I am. Let's play physical.
Foul is called on Smith. And JR, it is his first. That's the indication we have, although they are going over to the.
Actually thought that was LeBron and Smith running through that pick and roll, and that was deliberate, not to try to hurt anyone or to do anything, but that's just frustration. Also saying I'm going to be here all night, but got to bring that type of energy out at the beginning of the game.
Checking with the replay center in Secaucus to see who should be charged with the foul. The Golden State Warriors 37-4, best record in the NBA, and the Cavaliers are 28-10, leading the Eastern Conference. Well, perhaps they're looking to see if it should be a flagrant.
Definitely don't think that's a flagrant. When you're setting that screen, you know it's going to be some impact, and once or twice a game, guys, when they get frustrated, run through that screen. Be interested to see what the refs decide.
It was called a personal foul on the floor.
I'm surprised they're even looking at it this much. I don't know if I've ever seen a guy running through a screen be called for a flagrant foul.
Ken Bauer, the lead official, working with Kane Fitzgerald and Trey Maddox. And apparently it's a flagrant 2 that is being called.
I'd love to see that again because, Marv, I've seen players that weren't trying to have a flagrant foul run through a pick because they didn't even see the pick coming with full speed. So I'd love to see that again to see why the refs assessed it that way. I'm sure they had a reason. Maybe it's that left shoulder in there, but I don't know if that warranted to get kicked out of a game.
Well, J.R. Smith was ejected. We had no word of it all at first. And it is a flagrant.
I'm watching that left elbow to see if he extends, but I tell you what, I don't even think that's a flagrant. In practice,
not hitting. Don't let it affect your defense. And Mark, as you pointed out, and it's not at all. He's made 2 nice defensive plays. And a foul against the Cavaliers.
And they're going to look here, I think, maybe at flagrant.
Look at those numbers. It has been a rough finals for J.R. Smith. They've got 2 guys shooting under 30%, Smith and Shumpert. But right now, the officials chatting at midcourt. J.R. Smith, 10 points in the first half. Drives past Barnes, gets inside, shot blocked by Bogut. And Barnes able to save it. Bogut is really hurt, grabbing his left knee. As they come up the floor, it's a 4-on-5. Barnes drives on Love, shot misses. Rebound Thompson, Bogut's still down. They need to take a foul. James back up to Smith. Kevin Love sets for 3. That won't go. Rebound Curry. Bogut's still down, and now a 20-second timeout call as Bogut grabbing onto.
James, 6 to shoot. Iguodala picks him up. James steps back, head fake, leans in, draws the foul. Iguodala can't believe the call. He runs down the other end. Scott Foster watching as Iguodala picks up his 5th personal foul. There you see the reaction from the crowd. There's the contact. James didn't need to move in like that. The contact was with the hand on his shoulder.
Side of the backboard. Here comes Curry the other way. Curry looking. Knocked down, lost the ball. Dellavedova dives. Lee dives on top of him. Side of the backboard. Here comes Curry the other way. Curry looking. Knocked down, lost the ball. Dellavedova dives. Lee dives on top of him. And a foul is called against Golden State.
What effort by LeBron James in transition. misses the baseline jumper, sprints back, knocks the ball loose, and then Dellavedova first to the floor, and it's fouled.
What effort by Dellavedova. I mean, can a guy play any better than he's played? Great job of sacrificing, but now that basketball is there. Who wants the basketball?
I just think that I think Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you know, the way we run our offense, we're cutting through the lane, we're a rhythm offense. If they're going to let Cleveland grab and hold these guys constantly on their cuts, and then you're going to call these ticky-tack fouls on the MVP of the league to foul them out, I don't agree with that.
So now, after seeing all this clear evidence of Cleveland being allowed to make hard fouls, flagrant fouls, and the referees just not calling them, allowing LeBron James to elbow, he completely took Steph Curry out on that last play, and they called the foul on Golden State. Yes, this was definitely rigged. Golden State was the better team. LeBron shouldn't have any wins over Steph Curry. And that's why they cheated for him, because they knew he would never beat Steph without the refs. So, what are you guys going to say now about this 3-1 comeback? It should have an asterisk beside it, because it was dirty, it wasn't real, and we all could see who the better team was. Yeah, there's no excuses. And as LeBron said, this right here made him the GOAT. And that's why he's not the GOAT, because he couldn't win fair and square. He had to have the refs' help. He has to use steroids. He has to have super teams, because he's not a great basketball player. He's just mediocre. Sorry to hurt you guys' feelings, but the truth is always true. Y'all worshiping a false idol. This guy's a creation of the NBA. He's nowhere near great at anything. And by the way, as I said before, you've never seen a 3-1 comeback in the finals. Why? Because the team that goes up 3-1 is the superior team. That's why it's never happened before, and it wasn't supposed to happen this time. You had a 73-9 team. That team deserved to win the finals. They had a great bench. They were the one who started the three-point revolution. And Cleveland couldn't deal with it. So the refs had to help them. And that's unfair to those guys. Those guys should be undefeated in the finals. But it's okay. They came back and did what they had to do and destroyed LeBron. So, what are you guys going to say now? And if you go back and check all the finals he's played in that he's won, you're going to see the same exact things. The refs cheating, allowing his teams to foul, and calling ticky-tack or no fouls on the other team, sending them to the free throw line constantly to help them stay in the games and win the games. Go back and look at the footage for yourself. It's amazing that you didn't see this when it was happening. Are you blinded by your love for your idol to where you're going to ignore the facts? Well, you can't ignore these facts. Guess what? They're right here in your face. And real basketball fans, this is what they're sick and tired of. They know this guy's a fraud. But yet, y'all want to call it hating. Nah, it's not hating. We hate the fact that he's taken over the game and destroyed the game. So, you can stick this in your pipe and you can smoke it. Because you know I don't care.
That one right there made me the greatest player of all time.
For
That's
so
what
many
I felt.
reasons.
And then after I stopped, I was like, that one right there made you the greatest player of all time. You know, everybody was just talking how they were the greatest team of all time. Like, they was the greatest team ever assembled. And for us to come back, you know, the way we came back in that fashion, I was like, you did something special. That's probably one of the only times in my career I felt like, oh shit, like you did something special. I haven't really had time to really like sit back and think, but that was a moment.
Remember, I was around the kid in 2004. Every day with him,
his mom and her boyfriend on the boat. I literally was watching this movement like, wow, this is interesting. They really told you the king. They really told you was the king. See, when you don't grow up the king and you grow up the way how we grew up, it's a little different. See, because you can really get into the NBA and you can forget. Let me tell you how you can forget. You go from not having nothing and then you go to having everything, right? So now all of a sudden your mind, it forgets. Because now you got butlers, you got all these different people, you got people to dress you. That's not your swag. Come on, you was a bum when you grew up. LeBron. You was a bum. That's what you were. You were a bum just like I was a bum. We all were bums. So now this whole new idea of you being this king, right? I'm trying to understand, like, this theory of being the king. Because I told you, you gotta be a servant before you can be a king. You can't be a king if you're not a servant. So, I know people was waiting for me to weigh on this. I'll give you, you are one of the greatest players ever. But if you ever, in your motherfucking life, disrespect Michael Jordan again, you see what's happening right now? This movement is not going to stop. I don't know what happened when you went to LA. I think when you went to LA, they really told you, oh, you've arrived, king. You gotta take a time out, man. I gotta take a time out. What were you thinking? You really fell for the okie doke, man. They tricked you again on ESPN. First they tricked you with the decision. Remember the decision? When you announced to everybody that you was leaving, going from Cleveland to Miami, everybody knew you was leaving. What the f*** are you thinking about when you sit there and you looking at your phone and you watching TV? You said, what were you thinking about? You played yourself. Nah, you ain't play yourself on a different level. I told you, man, you can't shoot. LeBron, how you gonna be better than Michael Jordan? We're not talking about me. I'm shit. I'm doodle stuff. We're not talking about how you gonna say you better than Michael Jordan and you can't shoot? You can't make a fucking free throw, man. You stand on the free throw line and you fall into the middle of the paint, man. You can't even shoot. You can't teach kids how to play basketball and shooting the ball and don't know how to shoot. This is a real basketball player talking, dude. This ain't one of your fans. You can't even shoot. And you talking about you better than Michael Jordan? You must be out of your mind.
This is how you know they be cheating for LeBron. Check this out. Boom. LeBron come down the court. That's supposed to have been a foul right there. Look at that. Look at that. That'd have been charging right there. Boom. They didn't give me that call. So watch this. Boom. 1, 2. All right, he got that one. But right here they call a foul on Jokie Norm. Watch. What a foul at? Well, why they call a foul? Watch this.
The Cavaliers shoot their 6th and 7th free throws.
That's that bullshit.
Free throw good, James. And both free throws good for LeBron.
Cheating LeBron. Look at that.
He already housed that.
Look at him.
Second one.
That's the crab walk, whatever you call it.
Count the bucket. crab.
And still counted it.